This hydra-headed problem of drug abuse presents itself in various forms with immense impacts on the sports industry and the larger society. Hence, it is very important and imperative for collective action to tackle this menace for the betterment of our society. Sports, as you all know, is a very effective tool for social mobilization and youth engagement, and it presents a veritable platform to wage this all-important war against drug abuse. I therefore commend my dear wife, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, and her collaborator, the Deputy Governor, and other partners for taking advantage of this sporting event to tackle this problem headlong. I want to applaud the Nigerian Women Football League, NWFL, and the sporting community across the country for using this pre-season women's tournament to raise social consciousness on social vices by deploying sports as a tool for social regeneration. Drug abuse, if we must be honest, has reached a crisis level in our Nigerian society. The extent to which youths consume drugs and other harmful substances has reached an alarming height. In fact, it is almost now becoming a pandemic. A study at the Ahmadu Bello University and Bayero University in Kano, in collaboration with international experts, has shown that there is up to 40% and 20% prevalence of drug abuse among students and youths, respectively. In Edo State, in the course of our monthly review of incidents of crime at our Security Council meetings, because every month we pull out data of crime data across the state and do a very detailed analysis of every incident, we have identified drug abuse as the second most pressing issue of concern in the state as regards crime and criminality, aside from kidnapping, which interestingly is also enhanced by drug abuse. This incident of drug abuse has been worsened by the lingering Academic Staff Union of Universities strike, as students are idle at home and seeking avenues for self-expression. For us, drug abuse is a matter that strikes home. It is a crisis, not only here, but also globally. This is why we have taken it upon ourselves to make the call for collective action among different stakeholders to forge a common front to tackle the issue of drug abuse. The adverse effects of drug abuse have robbed many youths of their lives, condemning them to a life dependent on drugs. This limits their ability to properly function in our society and deprives the society of a much needed human capital to drive productivity and economic growth. In sports, drug abuse has remained a cause for concern, with athletes losing individual and group medals and honors as a result of drug-related offenses. It is a global issue that has continued to plague international sporting competitions. While some may argue that some of these issues might not directly apply to us in Nigeria, we are reminded that Nigeria risks losing one of the medals won in the just concluded Commonwealth Games on account of suspicion of use of prohibited drugs. We are therefore taking advantage of the presence of the chairman, the chief executive and CEO of the National Drug Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, His Excellency Brigadier General Buba Mara, who is ably represented, to seek more support for tackling incidents of drug abuse in Edo State and in the country as a whole. We know you have taken some very bold initiatives, but we want to assure you that in Edo State, we are willing, ready, and prepared to work with you and deploy as much resources as required to tackle this menace of drug abuse. The international community, which is well represented here today, should rest assured that we will continue to push for stricter enforcement of existing laws and make new legislations for further strengthening critical institutions which are required to tackle this menace.
Combating drug trafficking and providing care for victims of drug abuse as part of the program. These developments are complementary to the ongoing war against drug abuse launched by His Excellency Mr. President in June 2021. The NDLEA, therefore, sincerely appreciate the First Lady of Edo State, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, for her thoughtfulness. First, in establishing the laudable initiative, and secondly, in channeling the little available resources and direction on this critical national challenge.
One of the things that this government is set to do is to reenact, to bring back Edo, the glory of the Edo people, all lost glory, from sporting to enterprise, because the people of Edo State are known to be very strong, dynamic entrepreneurs, to, regaining our pride in the, world scene for our artifacts. We are known worldwide to be strong people who we have this culture of, producing works of art, very valuable works of art, especially in bronze. And so all of these things is what the government of Godwin Obaseki said to do, to just reenact, the glories of the people of this state, and to bring about a renaissance, just to renew the life of the people of the state. And one of the things that we're seeking to renew is our sporting heritage and prowess. And so it was easy for us to identify this as a medium as we are trying to support the sporting activities in the state. We're also targeting our young girls, especially coming from me as a woman, targeting our young girls to introduce them into sports. I show them that football is one way that you can make money, you can build a career, and can even earn dollars. Because we've had a few of our girls from the Edo Queens team, as we speak. There are two of our girls who are abroad, playing matches with foreign clubs. We were shocked to have the government of Edo State at the 72nd session of FIFA, the world governing football body, at the Congress in March this year. They awarded Edo State. They gave Edo State an award for the role the government is playing in youth development and especially women empowerment. And our deputy governor went to receive that award on our behalf and came back and said that, in fact, he didn't know why the award was given until he got there and found that it was the tournament, the Betsy Obaseki Women's Tournament, that brought it about. So we're proud that, we've done well in our first outing, and we believe that with God's help, we'll do better and better each year. We believe that this year will be much better than last year. I want to thank every one of you for coming. What we set out to do is not just to play football, but also every year there'll be a theme that will go with the tournament. We're trying to also push social messages, Last year it was, the theme that went with it was educate the girl child, and we also then included gender-based violence issues, because as governor's wives, that was a project that we had last year. This year, we incidentally chose the theme, Say No to Drugs, because we have found that it is becoming a pandemic in our society. power. Please, your attention is also